Alright, apparently that's much better. Almost nostalgic having audio issues. We haven't had those in a long time, at least as far as I'm aware. Maybe we have and you just haven't been telling me. That's always possible. Okay, I've completely lost my train of thought with this game. I probably had grand plans and I've already forgotten them. So, what in the world were they? Subjugating Frisia, taking care of Hungary, I got my tech, and I don't think I need to develop in Lithuania right now since they're not that mad, although if they ever are, then I'm probably going to thunk something down here. Once Novgorod is no more, and that won't take very long, it'll take 3 years, then none of the other subjects will likely want to revolt against me. Frisia may have an idea or two, but that's future Jake's problem. I want to sort out my armies and I want to go and crush Hungary. Pretty simple stuff, we'll get to it. What are my armies even made of right now though? Probably plenty of merc. So I should separate the merc from everything else and have those guys steaming in. Since manpower is still a fragile issue for the country. And wasn't I having big boyar problems earlier in the game? Perhaps I should give them the land that they claim they want. Do I have anything left with high autonomy around here? Oh, of course, nothing I have has high autonomy. I could give them back Kiev, that's something they had before. Shouldn't seem to give them too much influence, so there we go. They hate me, granted, and now Kiev is going to probably be quite revolting due to nobility, but fair to that. All's well around here. Sunday schools is always good, we'll take it. Conquer Lombard, no. Friendship with Saxony, well, I do really want dip power. Not sure I can spare a diplomat right now, though. Ah, hell, we can do that in the future. I don't think the game's going to give me any other near vital missions. So, like I said, we sort out our armies now. We'll get everybody over to Kiev. And we will take that free legitimacy, thanks. Alright, onwards to Kiev. We'll sort and figure things out. As long as I have plenty of artillery, all will be well. Jeez, I don't have a lot of anything here. Is that really the extent of my army? Yes, it is. My force limit is still only 88, which is a bit of a joke. Wow. Yeah, I really don't have a lot. This is my mighty army. And a bit more. Yeah, I could sort it all out, or I could not really care. It all gets messed up anyway. There we go. What a wonderful mess. We'll keep it in. Alright, truce is up with Hungary. They are going to have to die now for everything they've done to me. Sadly, Nietzsche is probably going to get curb stomped here. Portugal is Defender of the Faith, so that's a thing. Truce is up with Hungary, he said. Well, actually in a couple of months. Wonder why that is. There we go, should probably just take a step back. No need to exhaust ourselves here. And hopefully our subjects will attach to us up here. Not to the rest of our vital armies. I don't think the Ottomans are exerting themselves in this other war. But yeah, Hungary's gotta go. The main point of this is to get Ottomans a bit of this land that they really want. But it's also to get myself a border with Poland, who I'm going to have to spy on during this war, so that I can subjugate them and then get these delicious Polish cores back for them. It gives me another great CB to use on Teutonic Order. I already have Reconquest for this bunch of land, which is probably a higher priority because I want Lithuania inside of me. They're not converting these lands because they have very high tolerance courtesy of their ideas. Poland, on the other hand, will probably convert. I don't think they have... Yeah, they don't have... oh no, they have Humanist. Not sure about that then. Ah, well, problem for future Jake, as most things are. And from the looks of things, I could maybe convert and subjugate at the same time if I make my war goal Kalisz. Are you sure you don't want to give the orders a border with you too, Jake? You know, to be closer to your BFF. We have a border right here. My big green bestie is right there for me. Hang on, I can deal with Lithuanian trust issues by influencing them. But I could also not, so I'm going to go with that. We need a conquest target, and nobody wants Ratibor, which I guess is one of the two that I want, and I don't want my own core, so I might as well take anything that Lithuania needs that they have a claim on. Not Lublin, since that's a Polish core, but Podolia needs to be mine in the future, so I'll make a claim for that. Podolia, please, get to work, auto-friend. Is there any point in making any co-belligerents here? Yeah, Wallachia doesn't hurt anybody. Somebody on YouTube was begging me to spare Wallachia. Not sure if I should dignify that with some response. But there we go. Let's take down Hungary yet again. Am I missing anything? Is there anything I need to do during this kind of downtime? I don't think so. So let's just destroy them. And I can still subjugate people as long as they're at peace. And we will get the relations that we need with East Frisia. I mean, somehow. We have plenty of tools at our disposal. So all these people get involved, including, quite annoyingly, some Portuguese colonies, which are going to make it a bit harder to get all the war score that we need. But we will get it. Also, Nitra, you're looking a bit boned there. I wish I could have called them out somehow. Yeah, that's a nasty wipe for you. Wow, sure, I'm glad Nitra's a march. But surely their land will hold here. And that's the other war finished up. Gizeh is finally removed from the map. They're probably going to be better under Turkish rule anyway. And that's the end of Crimean land. But it's not in my culture, so what would I, should I care? As long as my core lands are safe, everything is fine. But I should probably get somewhat involved in all of this, especially with my mercs and my 2 siege general for that war goal. And who the hell are these Crimean separatists? I don't have Crimean cores, so hopefully they'll just stay far away from me. Yeah, good luck, Ottoman. Hungarians are pretty ruthless sometimes, but I'm sure you'll be okay. We have all the cannons we need, so let's just sit back and win. That's all there is to it. Wish I could have called them out somehow, Jake says, forgetting about scutage. Yeah, but scutage costs extra to undo. And can you actually... I didn't think you could scutage marches. I mean, I'm pretty blind, but I'm also pretty sure it's not there. Oh, those walls are going down. Like they aren't even there. Look at that, Nitra's fine. If anything, I should give them some extra fortification so they can't fall quite as easily. The Ottomans are doing rather a lot in this war, but we'll change that with all these masterful sieges we do. Look at that, easy as pie. We could, would, and should move in for further kills. It's a bit annoying that Hamburg's just going to go down, but it also contributes very little to any war effort. As long as the forts are down, everything else is hunky-dory. So we could take care of the north or around here. Alternatively, I could send out a bunch of my mercs to take care of the rest of this. I mean, I'm sure they'll get stomped. That's what happens whenever I send mercs out to do this, because I'm really bad at managing them. But otherwise, I'm sure we'll be okay. Well, if the purpose here is to foster some trust with the Ottomans, then maybe I should do a bit better. Not sure how much I get from giving the Ottomans what they want. Yeah, with their contribution, they are hardly surprised to get this land. That's okay. I'll just I'll pull my weight eventually. And of course, thankfully, I now have administrative efficiency, so it'll be that bit cheaper to take all this land. Not that I'm taking much for myself, really. All I want is a couple of provinces to get cozy with Poland. The rest can go to the Ottoman. Hopefully they never end up desiring Nitra land. In fact, I can totally see that being a point of contention between us, so maybe I should limit to giving them Ragusan land or some such. Okay, this is pretty good news. I'm not the only one that wants Hungary dead. Unfortunately, Bohemia probably want... Oh god, they want a lot, don't they? Essentially, they want their cores back, and whilst I can kind of understand that... Bohemia, Aachen, Ravensburg, Magdeburg, Lorraine. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. They're still all going to die. Gee, not much left to even fight here. Denmark has almost scarily integrated Brandenburg. It kind of works out for us because Brandenburg is a military threat on the mainland, whereas Denmark is certainly not. And Denmark have their fair share of enemies, including the Teutonic Order, who I think have fought and won against them in the past. Now I can always go and stroll over to Lübeck and spit in their face, but I don't think they have so much money anymore, at least nowhere near as much as last time. We can check that. I mean, who are the big earners in the world? Who's got all that fat dosh? It's not Lübeck, it's Venice, and oddly enough Portugal. If I went over and crushed the Portuguese, I could probably take a chunk away from them. But I mean, that's a long haul over there for 2,000 ducats. Teutonic Order only won because Hungary, for some reason, intervened. Yeah, well, you know, you can say that as much as you want. It only happened because of X, but it still happened. Lübeck, guaranteed by Denmark, huh? I mean, Denmark would still give me access to go and kick those Lübecky asses, and I'm tempted to do so. I mean, I don't want them taking Hamburg, and I do want some war thingamajiggers. I could bring you home, for example, and then start seeing what I can get out of it. I mean, Ratibor's down. As long as I had access, I could go over and tenderize them. In fact, I'm running out of reasons not to. I can just send you guys to do some occupations and such. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. My mighty additions to this war. Curb stomping some Wallachians. It's the only kind of stomping you need. Okay, what can you offer me then, Lübeck? Yeah, almost nothing. Whereas if I were to go and crush Portugal, loads of money. Although Rostov wouldn't get much of it courtesy of the Ottomans, so the question is also why even bother? And a vital question it is, why even bother? Could proclaim guarantee on you while we're at it, because I need those relations sky high. Please leave Wallachia alone, they said. Do you just want to own all of northern Germany for the goals of this campaign? I've been over the goals of this campaign plenty of times, but it's essentially own this, have the perfect Hansa. If it was Hanseatic, it's going to be mine. Through our own completely arbitrary definition of what Hanseatic is, which is pretty much what was in Patrician 4. Seems as good a call as any. I'm gonna think pretty hard about what to give to my friend the Ottoman, because he's probably not going to be happy unless he gets a ton of land, given what I want for myself. But you know what? I think we can make that. I think we can make that pretty easily. Those favors, we got to be swimming in it. There's just not many forces left for us to even kill. Because I do want some war participation here, or else it's not going to count for much. And right there, those are some Hungarians to milk some... Ah, who didn't see that coming? Let them alone. I think that's what the call for the Romanians were. Let them alone. No need to influence Novgorod anymore. They're about to be part of us. There we go. Don't know where these guys even have to run to, but we'll chase them down. Back in the day, it used to say where they were going to, and then you could just chase them down. Back in the good old days. So much exploitable stuff. I need to think what to do with Lika, though. It's got my core on it, which seemed cool at the time, but it's going to be a constant ticker on the prestige for uncontested cores. Pop goes them. If I get access through Denmark, I wonder if... yeah, I mean, it couldn't hurt to try. I wonder if the Ottomans are going to go and crush Lübeck for me as well. Not that I would mind getting that 10% war thingamajiggers back. War reparations. Well, getting Hamburg back at this rate. Like I said, my line's just getting messed up anyway. Staggering 9% war participation. It's a bit embarrassing, to be honest. Well, Ottomans is flying north. Whatever could it be for? Those boyars are just constantly mad. But I don't think they deserve my prestige here. They're just gonna have to forever be angry. Alright, once they're up there, which they are sending a bit more. I'll get rid of that Danish military access, I rather think. Because it's costing me. Just like that Frisian whatsits. Influencing their nation costs 71, but sending them a good old gift costs more than that, so I guess we can just influence them. A bit more and we'll have them as our new subject. Jake the Mediterranean is also technically in Patrician 4. It's in there, but it's not Hanseatic. So don't be a fool. Speaking of not being a fool, Fedor here, who people have corrected me on the pronunciation, but we don't care. He's done so much for this country. Inaugurated when? In 1564. It's been forever. And he has led us through our own golden years. Kinda don't want to tack at that insane cost. Speaking of insane costs, I hope that global trade hits Rostov eventually, because it's sure taking its sweet time. Not so inferior anymore, you got that right. Alright, they're all up there, so I'm done with this whole military access thing through you. Farewell. Extra expenses that I did not want. Now let's get you subjugated while we're here. Just need to improve those relations a tiny bit and we're good. And once I have 20 spy ability on Poland, then we got everything. Trouble is the existence of Portugal, which is driving down the war score. I could settle for less just to have this as a swift war, which sounds pretty awesome in my books. Because if I piece out these guys separately, my own war score is definitely going to dive down a bit. I mean, with the exception of Lubeck, I'd love to have Lubeck not in all of this. Let's get you home and subjugate poor little Frisia. Suggest they become our vassal. A mere suggestion. Got a lot of my subjects just hanging on to me here. Kind of feel bad for having them do that when they should be doing their own thing. Please, do your own thing for now. But just don't get yourself killed. Welcome to the fold. Kinda want you subjugated as soon as possible. Figures that makes Lithuania platinum mad. That gives me something to spend my my points on though at least. 10% happier are they now. So that's down. I wish Lubeck were out, but they probably don't want to be out anytime soon. All these people that had marriages with Frisia, well they're gone now. They're mine. As are any cores or claims they have. No cores, only claims on my own land. I hope I don't get an event that tries to cede Bremen to them. That would be a pain. None of these other provinces are all that great trade-wise. Friesland is always good, of course. You know, I'm getting more and more influence here in the Hansa. It's not a lot, but it's still, for two provinces, not bad. The bulk of our money still, of course, coming in from Novgorod, and when we completely eat Novgorod, oh, that's going to be good. Even better when people stop taking money from us into the Baltic Sea. That I don't like, and it's mostly down to the Teutonic Order, whose coastline I failed to strip away from them before. But what can you do? Now you can start thinking about peace deals. This will rile up a few people, but nobody that we don't expect. Otherwise, you know, I wonder, do they look at war score here? Because I could totally just give them Ragusan land and tell them to, how you say, suck it. Let's suck it up before you, It seems I'd have to give them quite a bit before they start really getting many favors here. Courtesy of me taking so much for myself. I don't actually really want them to get Bessarabia right now because that's almost a dangerous connection for us to have. I mean, I kind of want Bessarabia for myself, but only trade-wise. I shouldn't worry too much about that. But I know the AI loves to consolidate land within their trade area, so that would make them really want the rest of this stuff, which I don't want them to want that badly. Be really good for them getting into me that way, but, you know, there's plenty of other land that they could want conceivably instead. That was pretty good. I mean, 6 favors out of them is quite nice. 7 is even better. I mean, so too would be giving them this land, which makes them more enemies around here. So let's cede that land over a bit, shall we? Okay, maybe not my own core. Not for ceding, at least. Because none of this land is part of the goal here. know, the Bosnians, they can be surrendered quite happily. Should help them not wanting your land that much. Aye, but they may still want my subjects' lands. That seems like a pretty good deal. Sadly for me, I won't be able to get that much war score out of them for some time. I mean, Portugal's existence and Lübeck's existence is really working against us here. Wonder what I can do to Wallachia. The thing about taking all their money is most of it goes to good old Otto Friend, and kicking them out of this war, like I said, will just hurt war score. But I mean, I do like money. And we're not enforcing military access this time. We need to let them alone. I mean, why give up some extra money here? Let's see, the impact on the war score is still kinda heavy there. Gave me the money I needed to embrace institution at the very least, so let's keep that one in mind. Okay, we could get you out easily. Then again, we can also foster some war score here. Depends how quickly we think they'll take back Rostov. At that rate, probably wouldn't take very long. But it would also get Hamburg off of their occupation, so... why don't we just call it even at giving me all your money? I mean, why settle for less? Could potentially break an alliance here, but there's no alliance they have that I care that much about. Hungary, sure, don't really care. Now it's really just Portugal getting involved that's a bit annoying. Much as I would love that money, forget it. Now I need those two provinces, so that's why this is a bit of a pain. Doing it this way doesn't really gain much trust, not trust, favors with the Ottomans. Not that that's the be-all and end-all, but still. Do they look at war score here, or anything else? Yeah, I think they look only at war score. I mean, I can't do this, that would completely make them platinum mad. For that. Feeding kebab as a strategy. Whiskey Charlie Golf Whiskey? What in the world do you mean by that? Can't read that kind of strange speak. That seems pretty good if I want to get moving quite quickly, and I do, especially on the Polish question. If I subjugate Poland, who have quite a few friends actually, not limited to Palatinate, Memmingen, Augsburg, Knights, it would be quite a drawn out war actually. Since I'm not interested in actually fighting the Palatinate, I would just be sitting on Poland for a long time. I could do that though, especially if I free up the time for it, during which Novgorod will be integrated, and really, what else is there to worry about? And I will go over the 10 favours that I need to pull the Ottomans into something else, where I would also want to feed them to gain extra favours and such. Extra favour, that sounds so illicit. I don't even want this land, what am I meant to do with it? I'll probably just give it back to Poland once I subjugate them. I mean, it is their culture. Yeah, good question. I didn't think through what I'd be doing with it whatsoever.